Hey, what's up? You're watching Indieville TV. I'm your host, Lizzie Miller, and today's special guest is Mr. Tony Brown. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm kind of freaked out being interviewed, but because I'm not used to being interviewed.
Oh, whatever. As many of you know, he is a worldwide known record producer, and not only that, he used to head up Universal South Records and MCA Records and so much more. So tell us, what's going on now in your world?
Well, it's such a young man's world now that I was with MCA and Universal for like 30 years, RCA for 3 years. And now at this point in my life, I'm not retired, I'm just sort of not with a record label because it's such a young man's world. So I'm kind of starting over again. I found a couple of new artists that I believe in, and I'm shopping record deals. So it's like deja vu back to when I was like 40 years old. You know?
It's never too late to do anything.
No,
so that's the thing.
And creativity does not have a shelf life.
That's right.
So I'm excited. I mean, actually, I was excited about just being around new talent as a thought of maybe they'll make me a lot of money. That's not even a thought at this point.
Right.
Because in the beginning, it was never about that. And only when Jimmy Bowen left to go to Capitol Records and I inherited George Strait and Winona and Reba, and the first records, those records sold 6 million apiece. And I saw some royalty statements. I went, you can make money doing this. But you know, in the beginning, it was never about that. It was always about turning people on to things you liked. Like when I found 9/11, nobody wanted to sign him because they didn't know what he was. And I just thought he was great. And we only had 3 top 10 records on the first album, but it went gold. And to this day, he has a career. He plays all around the world. And when he plays Nashville, he packs the Skimmerhorn Symphony Hall. So it's just fun being around things you like and then giving that artist a career.
Opportunity. And that's what I like about you. And I'm going to get to the book here in a minute, but I like that you take chances on artists and you go outside the box. And you know, that's what's so cool about you, your creativity and what you're respected for. And I've admired you for years. You know, I remember walking in the doors of MCA years ago and I saw his head around the corner. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Tony Brown.
I'm going to hire you as my manager.
Hey, that would be great. And you know, I love George Strait. He's my favorite country artist. And I know that the first album that you produced was the Pure Country.
That's right. My first album was Pure Country, and Jimmy Bowen had just left to go to another label, and so I inherited that album about 6 weeks before we cut it, and I was thinking, great, I hope I don't screw this up. And up to that point, George had always sold platinum, and that album sold 6 million.
Yes.
And the movie wasn't necessarily successful at the theaters, but on cable, it was really successful.
Absolutely.
And at Blockbuster back in those days. But, you know, that gave me a lot of confidence after that happened. Same thing with Winona. Jimmy Bowen signed the Judds. Naomi got hepatitis C.
Yeah, I remember that.
And she retired, and so the first album was on Winona. And I was going, oh my God. And the same thing happened there. I cut an album, it sold 6 million records. And all of a sudden I'm going, you know, I think I've got this.
You've had over 100 #1 singles too.
Right, and you know, and George has had 60 #1s, and out of those I did 37.
Yeah.
And it was easier back in those days because the life of a single was 13 weeks pretty much always.
Yeah.
And
true.
now it can take 30 weeks for a record to go #1. In fact, you know, Farther Through the Line, Meant to Be was #1 for 50 weeks. But it took about probably 20 to get to that.
Right.
So back in the day when singles were 13 weeks long, you could have 3 singles a year. And you can't do that
I was
anymore.
a fan of back in the day.
Yeah, and I'm also the fan of
Yeah.
back in the day when albums were 10 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
You know, now there's 17.
Yeah.
And there's not many people I want to sit through 17 songs. Not even,
Right.
not even Bruce Springsteen.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I really loved from 89 to 97 is what we call the golden years in Nashville. That's when Garth came along and Alan Jackson, Strait really broke out.
Oh, yeah.
Faith Hill, Reba Brookout.
Oh, Clint Black.
Clint Black, yes. And Patty Loveless, Trisha Yearwood, Martina McBride. That was called a class of '89.
You've worked
And
with
Brooks and Dunn.
You've worked with so many artists too. This guy is phenomenal.
And you know what? I have been really lucky in the fact that things happened to me because I was in the right place at the right time. You know,
it's when preparation meets opportunity. That's what a good friend
That's right.
told me. I'm like, that's absolutely right.
That's exactly right. That's what happened to me. And I got to do Brooks and Dunn last couple albums for Air stuff. And the song I Couldn't Believe won single of the year, and it took forever to get to #1. And I was blown away that over the years, my favorite Brooks and Dunn records were Maria, Neon Moon.
Oh yeah.
And to have the only single that they won CMA Single of the Year blew me away. But that was a killer song, and to this day, I think it's one of the best. Everybody always says, "What's the best record you ever made?" And I can't say that. I made a lot of good ones.
Made a lot.
But you know, some of my
plenty.
favorite ones would be "Believe" for sure. Lionel Richie's Tuskegee album. Even though we didn't have any singles, I love that album. I think that's some of my best work.
A cool one is Cyndi Lauper you did in 2016.
Yeah, you know that was. She came to town to cut a album of
Cover
songs from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And she picked me after she interviewed
I was at the
everybody.
press release party for that. It was amazing.
Yeah, and she was a hoot. And it was fun making a record not just for radio, but knowing that the critics were going to judge it by, did we just phone it in?
Right.
Or
That's
we
always the
slackers?
thing when you're recutting songs.
Yeah, you know, so we made it really good, and it worked really hard, and I'm really proud of that record as well. No singles, because it wasn't done for that reason. Because in the record industry, for producers, you're kind of judged by can you cut #1 records. And working with Reba and George in their heyday, that was a blessing.
Yeah.
And then bringing Vince, you know, over to MCA from RCA, and then cutting When I Call Your Name, sort of broke him too. And I signed him to RCA, but I didn't produce him.
Gotcha.
So when I brought him to MCA, I did produce him.
And Vince Gill can harmonize with anybody. He can sing the phone
Absolutely.
book.
I mean, he sang on everybody's record, so you're always having to give a label permission.
Thank you for help signing him.
Oh man, you know, I've been so blessed to have worked in, like I worked in a band with Vince, with the Cherry Bombs. So the way I met all these people, when I was producing Nancy Griffith, Lyle Lovett was singing background. And I said, who's that guy singing background with the big...
You gave that Texas boy an opportunity.
The big hair, you know?
Yeah.
And so things like that happen.
Definitely.
And so I just took advantage of it. I was so passionate about music that I turned my... I wasn't a great musician. I was an adequate musician. Good enough to play with the Elvis and Emmylou and the Oak Ridge Boys.
I was just about to jump into the Elvis
But
part.
to be a session player, you have to be great, and I wasn't great. But I think that gave me a little edge as a producer because
Absolutely.
I could relate to the
Well,
band.
you grew up in a musical family too.
Oh yeah, I was in a gospel music family
Yeah.
and played Southern gospel music, which got me my job with Elvis, because that's what he loved.
Your first piano performance, age 13?
That's right, age 13, and I learned one song, and the crowd reacted so great.
I gotta ask you, can you still play that song?
Yes, it was very simple. It was in the key of F, and I was just vamping. But you know, I played one song, and the crowd went crazy. And my first thought was, I need to learn 2 songs. And so I got the showbiz bug from that. And even to this day, as an executive, I guess you can tell by the way I'm dressed, that
Oh, I thought you were going to the beach.
well, you know, I've always, an A&R person is still the creative person.
Right.
Maybe the president has to dress in a suit,
Sure.
but I think A&R people can dress, they can wear sunglasses at night, they can wear their hair all spiked up.
Yeah, that's what's cool about
But,
you.
you know.
You're into fashion and you're always wearing
Yeah, you know,
sunglasses. I like how you incorporate a little bit of everything. I mean, your creativity shows physically and on record.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I just love what I do,
Yeah.
and I love being in the music business, and I love being in the creative part,
Right.
A&R, because I don't miss playing because I live through the musicians I hire. When I hire someone to play piano, like John Jarvis or Matt Rollins, I sort of live through them, you know.
Yes, and I like your quote, trying to make it is more fun than trying to sustain it.
That's right. That means as
yeah, that's in this book here. I'm going to get to this.
You got to get this
book.
Everybody says, how do you break into the music industry? It's all in there.
It's all in here, folks, right here.
and it's pretty simple, you know. Basically, follow up. Always
Elvis straight to Jesus.
Always never burn a bridge, and follow up. And if you have an opportunity, you think you can do it, do it. But don't be unwise and do the Peter principle, which is where you rise to the level of your incompetence. That's when, like, someone says, you should cut a hip hop record. I go, I couldn't do that. They go, oh yeah, you could, man. And then I go try to cut it and I can't make it. And I go, oh man, I've destroyed all my credibility.
This book is amazing, y'all. I mean, it's a timeline series of events here. I mean, I could open it up and show you just a little bit, but there's just so much to show. I think you're going to have to go out and buy it.
I mean, seriously, it really does give, it really sort of lays out that it's not that hard to break into in the music industry.
Yes.
It's really networking, meeting people that are better than you and hanging out with them and taking something away from that makes you better. And then things will just sort of fall into place.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, it's God blessing you for following your heart.
Now, That's what I admire about you. You have overcome so many obstacles and things, and look at you. I mean, you just keep going and going. Which he now is with Tony Brown Enterprises.
And I'm starting over again producing records. I found a brand new artist from East Tennessee. She's 15.
Mm-hmm.
She's a prodigy, and I think she's the next Alison Krauss, Casey Musgraves, Brandy Carlisle, and I'm so excited. We had a showcase.
Completely agree.
We had a showcase Monday night, and
Yes.
you were there.
Yes.
And I was like a kid in a candy shop.
You did an amazing job hosting that, by the way.
Thank you so much.
And what I read here in your book, I made a little side note because there's so much here. What I liked reading was what you did for the Country Music Hall of Fame, how you helped, you raised over $200,000 from a dinner party and people cashed in $25,000 each.
That's right. You know,
back in 2001.
When they were building the new Hall of Fame, Vince Gill was doing all for the hall. So I was thinking, you know, all these producers who eventually may be in there should support the Hall of Fame and give money. So I invited all the big producers to a party at my house. The catch was they had to bring $25,000 with them.
Yep.
And they all did. Everybody showed up,
Yep.
and it was fun. So I feel like I'm a part of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you're on the board there too.
I was, yeah. They change out every 3 or 4 years.
Right.
And one day I just hope I make it in there. Probably won't, but I sure hope.
Well, maybe you'll make it on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, right?
Maybe so. I was there with Vince when he was in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh yeah. What year was that?
It was, I don't know, 5 years ago maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And they Reba McEntire, Amy Grant, and myself went out and spoke at the podium on Hollywood Boulevard, and they said, "Now get up there and tell how you and Vince met, and tell about working with him, and tell some funny things about him in a minute and a half." I went, "Really?"
Now I do have to mention real quickly that you've won a Grammy.
I won a Grammy.
You've won some TNN awards and many awards.
Yeah, I've won 10 CMA awards, which I'm really proud of, which pretty much, you know, to win a CMA award as a producer, it has to be for Single of the Year or Album of the Year.
Right.
And my first one was for Common Threads, tribute to the Eagles, which Vince sang on. And then George Strait had never won a Grammy until 2008, and we won a Grammy and the CMA award for Troubadour, which I think is maybe my favorite record I ever did. And so it was kind of fun.
Well, Tony, you have been a delight interviewing, and best of luck to you and your future plans and what you continue to inspire so many artists out there and up-and-coming record producers. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm
And
honored to be here.
Yes, and people, you've got to get this book here. And what I failed to mention, I have to mention real quickly, then I'll be quiet, is a lot of your pieces from your home are in this book. It's very inspirational, very touching, and it's unique.
Yeah, and it's so much easier.
So cool.
So much easier to tell your life story through pictures.
Right.
For me,
From the past and current.
Yeah, than an autobiography.
Yeah.
So in there's the intersections in my life where things change, and that's what it's about. You know, like I met this person and this happened, and then I met this person and this happened.
Yes.
And it takes you through my whole life.
The testimony of Tony Brown. All right, Tony, thanks again.
Thank you so
And
much.
that's it for Indieville TV. Hope you enjoyed it. See you guys later.